Good morning, everybody. We have a handful of new long positions for Tuesday. The market looks really good, but let's get it started with an inverse ETF. DGLD basically is confirming the signals I got in DZZ also. If you look at gold, you can see that it is reversing right at its 200-day moving average after a pretty steady uptrend that led into their heavy volume reversal. Now, GDXS gave me a long signal back here on the 17th. I did not take it because the BOP surge wasn't strong enough. I knew I might regret it. So far I have. After the 10% move on Monday, the thing is now up 16%. So I don't want to make that same mistake with DGLD. So I'm going to go long DGLD. It was in my price volume BOP scan and it wasn't in my ETF scan because the ETF, it says it's a foreign stock. But if you look clearly, GLD, DZZ, even UGold, I think they got it wrong. Yep, they got that as a foreign stock also. Maybe because it's an ETN, I don't know. I got to look into it. I got to understand why they made that foreign, but maybe that is why it's a foreign listed stock. But either way, it's an ETF and it's good. So it makes my ETF scan 1%. 1% for my price volume BOP scan. So 2% of my account capital is going into DGLD. There's only one cut loss level. That's the low here, 48.50. And my limit order is going to be the high of the day at 50.04. So 50.04, one cut loss level, 48.50. I expect it to get back to here at least. And it should be able to get to the old December highs and break out the new highs. That's the ultimate goal. Whether it actually does that or not, we'll see. But DGLD is probably the safest reward to risk ratio with the best potential reward for that risk ratio that we have in there at 48.50. Now the highest long position I'm going to take is OSBC. OSBC is a CanSlim quality stock that was confirmed in my price volume BOP scan and then also my tertiary scan, thus making my list. Pocket pivot point signal, the blue line surging here off the 50-day moving average. You can see the surge in BOP to a much higher green BOP level along with that volume. And the stock is touching the 20-day moving average. You can see that the 5, 10, and 20 are all contained within that open body. So a nice engulfing price bar, good looking previous uptrend. I'm looking for a measured move, obviously, compared to the June lows, the December highs. And to get that kind of move, what do I risk? My first cut loss level, 1075. Actually, I might want to even make it 1065. So maybe I think on it, since I don't have hard stops on the books here, I think my first cut loss level will be 1065, not 1075. And then I'm willing to give it all the way back here to 1030 to possibly work itself and work higher with the extended market. It may not want to move higher right away. So we'll see what it wants to do. But OSBC, 3% of my account capital. Limit order, 1105. First cut loss level, this low, 1065. And then this low, 1030, but OSBC 3%. And then the next high quality long signal, ATKR. ATKR triggered here. I thought it was a CanSlim quality stock at first, but it is not anymore. It used to be, and it probably will be again, but right now it is not. But it was first flagged on 217, showed up in a lot of scans, so I was very interested. The next day on next trading session 221, shows up in a ton of scans again. I'm still interested. Then on 222, still shows up in a lot of scans. The CanSlim one, even though it's not anymore, the IPO scan, and all my price volume BOP surge scans. Then it kind of goes away for a couple days, and boom, it comes right back today. So I'm going to go ahead and take a new long position here. It's not a picture perfect kind of setup. I open myself up to a little bit of risk because you can see it's not right at this upper trend line if I connect those two lows right there, but it's pretty darn close. And if I kind of like just go through here and connect all these lower boundary lines, it still looks good as it's bouncing right off the upper trend line on heavy volume with BOP holding its max green level. So overall, very, very nice pattern. So former CanSlim quality stock in my IPO scan, price volume BOP surge scan, and then in my tertiary scan. But since it's not CanSlim quality, only a 2% long position. My limit order will be at the high of the day, 26.33. My first cut loss level, 25.28. My final cut loss level back here, 24.59. It moves below 24.59. I will be completely out. I would hope that it holds 25.28. I may go back to where it's got green BOP here at 25.10 is my first stop level, and then 24.59, but I recommend for new traders 24.59 and then 25.28, but I'll be honest, I'm going to probably end up using 25.10. And then the two speculative long positions are both beauties. PRKR, Beautiful. PPSI, beautiful. PPSI was in both of my BOP scans. 20 days green BOP, 5 days max green BOP. PRKR, same thing. 20 days green BOP, 5 days max green BOP. But PRKR also made my price volume BOP scan, adding to the high quality of its signal. But both of them were in my tertiary scan that looks at stocks that are just up with green BOP and volume above average. So they both made that, confirming their BOP scans, and PRKR confirming the BOP scans and the price volume BOP scan. So PRKR, nice pocket pivot point signal right at the 50-day moving average, heavy volume surge, confirming yesterday's move. Nice little 2-day chart right there, as you can see off the lows. Lots of pocket pivot point signals, even on the 2-day chart. My only cut loss level, 199. That's the lowest point here. That's 2. That's like 203. And what is that? I forgot what that is. 204. So this is the lowest level, the low a day yesterday. 199. That's my only cut loss level. I'm looking for this thing to at least go to 295, 316, and then best case scenario, I would love in a strong bull market to see it go all the way to 818, but that's wishful thinking probably, but still, I like to be optimistic sometimes. Not always, but on PRKR with that beautiful setup, might as well be. Doesn't hurt. And then PPSI, you'll recognize it. I tried to go long back here. It didn't work out, failed immediately. However, it's trying to do another oversold turn right here. I don't even have stock charts up on my desktop, so I can't even look over there right now to see if it's coming out of oversold or if it's bouncing off the 50-line RSI. All I know is that's a beautiful chart pattern. Tons of accumulation on the way up. Low volume overall on the pullback with an accumulation day in there that I tried to buy. This bounce looks good. I'll be going long, limit order at 715. My only cut loss level is the previous day's low day, 695, just like PRKR. However, I'm going to go ahead and push a little bit with both of these. PPSI, it'll be 1% total because it was in both BOP scans. So if I was treating it like I would if it was a higher quality long position, that would be 2% signal. If I was treating it like it's oversold swing trade because it's speculative, that'd be 0.5%. So a nice healthy middle is 1%, so I'll do 1%. And for PRKR, I'm looking at it as 0.25% for being in each scan. BOP, BOP, price volume, BOP, and tertiary, because I really like this stock, and with me being heavily invested here, I don't mind on these speculative names to push it a little to risk losing a bit of money here, because if I'm right, we should be in the part of the market where I should start getting some explosive games like IMG in. For anybody holding this on the end-of-day basis, looking for a move like that, I was shaking out here. Had too tight of stops, and my initial final stop was down here, and I moved it up, and whoops, big mistake. But IMGN works for some, just not me. But hopefully PRKR and PPSI can do a similar move to that one, or maybe BID today, which another one shook me out. I got shaken out right here, got knocked out of the entire position. So whatever, what are you going to do? Nothing you can do. No use crying over spilt milk. But hopefully, like I said, PRKR and PPSI can be in explosive movers. If not, I have my old trustworthy DGLD, 2%, OSBC, 3% of my account capital, and ATKR, 2%. A little bit more riskier with this one since it isn't exactly symmetrical compared to the previous uptrend. All right, everybody, I'm going to go and wrap it up there. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I wish you the best of luck out there. Aloha.